say faith is a journey and not a guilt trip. We're not perfect. We're shaped by many things in life, not only by what we have read, but all of the experiences that we've had to this point in our life. And it shapes sometimes our view of the truth, and something that challenges our view of the truth can be very difficult to accept at times. I remember at former church at Beloit, and this is before Pastor Kurt, this is back a ways, there was an argument about communion. And in the church, communion had always been held on the first Sunday of the month. Well, the pastor had put together a history of communion, why it had developed to the point of only being the first Sunday. In early America, the pastors would ride a circuit, so whenever the pastor got there on whichever particular week was communion. But that developed into a tradition. So this pastor wanted to at least have communion twice a month. Well, one person in the council, at the council meeting, got angry. You mean everything I've been taught my whole life is a lie? So our experiences through life kind of cement assumptions of truth in our own minds. And we're going to do something today. We're going to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay, what?
But the first step to this is okay. The first step is you need, and don't start this until I tell you when to go. The first step is writing down how you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But don't start until I give the time to go. I'm actually giving you a little extra time here by letting you know in advance what we're doing. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And you'll have 60 seconds to do this, and I'll let you know when to start. Okay, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stop. Wherever you're at.
She cheated.
Now, hand your directions to somebody else.
I didn't do one.
Oh, you didn't do one?
They're pretty much the same. We both got out.
Now, who wants to be the one to try and make the sandwich with the directions that you have? Okay, come on up. Go ahead, come on up to the table.
You have to have directions.
You gotta have the directions.
No, you have to get something.
Oh,
Oh, you took
was that yours, or was that somebody else's? Okay, we're gonna have to switch again. And okay, what's the first step? Okay.
Put that up there. I written text.
people have on their open bread? How many have put the pieces of bread on a plate? How many had grab a knife?
Take the knife full. You didn't have it yet.
Okay. And then how many assumptions? These assumptions come from our life experience. And what are some of the experiences that shape who we are in our life? Anybody?
Where we grew up.
Okay. Okay.
Siblings.
What's that?
Siblings.
Okay.
Animals.
Animals? Yeah, that's part of our experience. What about education? Okay. Economic background? So all of these go into the making of our personality and the way we relate to other people. And there's 4 variables. They feed into the 4 variables that Stassen talks about how we see all the issues in life, including violence in our society. One of them is the underlying threat, and that deals with our assumptions about what the real cause of the problem is, and whether it's something that needs immediate attention, and how it's related to other problems in the world. And then how we perceive what the threat is shapes what sort of solutions that we're going to advocate. The second one is how we view authority and the limits of powers and authorities. For example, some people feel that children need stronger discipline from their parents as far as what they see as issues with children. There's some in the criminal justice system that see that the solution to violence is stronger penalties. There are others that think that personal freedom outweighs everything else, and that everybody can do what they like, even if there's behaviors that were many days ago not considered to be appropriate, that they're okay today. So somewhere in there is a balance. And then the other thing that shapes us is how we see social change. And how we see social change about what's needed to minimize violence in society also shapes the solutions that we're going to support. And then how we understand information integrity, truthfulness, and openness, and how we communicate. Some are closed-minded, or take a closed-minded approach. Others are open-minded, inquisitive, and are willing to seek or do something different. When it comes to information itself, there are people out there that spin the information or take part of the truth and spin it so that they can make a case for supporting what they see as a solution. And others out there will be transparent and open and share all of the information and not spin it. So during the week, you're invited to explore some of this introspection, to look at what really has deeply influenced your own life and what shaped your lens and your worldview. And Jesus spent quality time alone. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to come to a close here. What this passage is inviting us to do, it really is to look at ourselves and to get our own act together, because it really does start with us before we start looking at looking at what we can do about what we see as violence in the world, how to minimize it, how to end that vicious cycle. And in James it says, don't badmouth each other, friends. It's God's word, his message, his royal rule that takes a beating in that kind of talk. You're supposed to be honoring the message, not writing graffiti all over it. God is in charge of deciding human destiny. Who do you think you are to meddle in the destiny of others? In school, I had to walk through developing a personal ethical philosophy for life. It deals with values, a purpose statement, guiding principles, and it's a very valuable exercise. And because Jesus calls us to, well, maybe I better go this way a little bit. We've been brought up to think that, many of us, not everybody, but there's a certain set of behaviors that we use at church. There's a certain set of behaviors we use at work. Certain set of behaviors we use with friends. And a certain set of behaviors that we use elsewhere. And I think one of the problems with that is it fractures us. If we view as everything is sacred, there should be just one set of behaviors, and it reduces the conflict that we have in ourselves because we're following the model of Jesus. And it's not easy, but when you have these different set of behaviors, sometimes some of them might drift off into an area that they don't belong, so they start crossing those lines. I don't know if anybody has ever had that experience, but I certainly have. Anyway, one of the things that I get in email all the time from the school is God has gifted us with a mind. God has gifted us to be his butterflies of spreading his message in this world. And the quote says that the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And that's it. The end. Next week we'll be looking at some of the specifics as far as what ideas people have for what the causes of violence are and some of the statistics behind those causes and some of the proposed solutions. So are we doing any announcements, or are you reading those from the